Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back and thank you for supporting me. I'm Coretta. So this clack fan video is a follow-up to my first clack fan video. In this video, I will be showing you how I created this sublimation clack fan using Thermafoam fabric. Come on y'all, let's get started. For this project, I will be using Thermafoam fabric, A-sub sublimation paper, double-sided tape, a ruler, an X-Acto knife, heat tape, and butcher paper. I will leave a list of all of the items in the description of this video. Hey y'all, so I'm back, and in this tutorial I am going to be testing some Thermafoam fabric that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. The fabric is 70% polyester and 30% cotton. I saw a video by Come Get These Stitches on TikTok, so I thought I would give it a try. So I am using the Epson EcoTank 2750 that I converted to sublimation. This printer prints up to 8.5 inches wide. The measurements for the clack fan is 25.5 by 13. So using Silhouette Studio, I was able to split my clack fan design into 4 pieces using 8.5 by 14 sublimation paper. If you would like to see how I split the design using Silhouette Studio, check out my video on how to make a custom sublimation clack fan. I will leave the link to that video in the description. So the first thing that I'm going to do is piece my design together. I'm going to be using a ruler and an X-Acto knife to do this. So I am going to, let me move this out of the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to piece these 2 pieces together. So to do that, I am going to position my ruler over the design, and I am just going to, so I like to line my paper up with my mat so that I can make sure that my paper is square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my ruler over the design like that, and I am going to make sure that I leave just a little bit of the design out on this side right here. So I'm going to make sure just a little bit of the design is showing. And the reason why I'm not worried about cutting too much off is because when I split the design, I created some overlap to give me some room for error when I am trimming it. Now, when you trim your design, you want to make sure that there is no white left on the edge of your trim where you trimmed your design. You want to make sure there's no white there. If you leave any white here, you will piece your design together. There will be a white line, and when you press it, it will show. So again, you want to make sure that you trim off all of the white that does not belong in the design. You want to trim that off. So now for this side, I want to piece this together like that, but there's like a lot of white on this side. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to trim that off. I'm only going to trim it just a little bit of this white off so I can have some white on this side as a lift for when I piece the design together. So I left a little piece of white here so that when I piece the design together, it'll act as a space for me to lay this side down on. So to piece the image together, I'm going to flip this side with the white edge on it. I'm going to flip it over, and I am going to take some heat tape, and I'm going to put the heat tape half on the paper and half off the paper. then flipping the paper back over, you can see that the heat tape is exposed. When I line up the design, the exposed tape here is going to be what holds the two pieces together. So I'm just going to lay this piece down, and then I'm going to line this piece up. After I have the image lined up, I am going to flip it over, and then I am going to tape everything securely. So I'm just going to put the tape down here, and when you tape it down, you want to make sure that you do not leave any open spaces on the back here, because you want to make sure that when you press it, none of the sublimation ink or gas leaks out, because it could cause some ghosting. You also want to make sure that your tape is flat, because if your tape isn't flat, it could cause some pressure issues. Now that I have my design pieced together, I am going to tape the design onto the fabric. So I cut my fabric about 14 inches in height, and I've already lint rolled and pre-pressed the fabric. Now, because the Thermafoam is 70% polyester and 30% cotton, you want to make sure that you press it on the correct side. So through trial and error, I found that if you press your design on the fuzzy side, not the smooth side. So there's a fuzzy side, and then there's a smooth side. You want to press on the fuzzy side. So I'm just going to lay the fabric out, and then I'm going to place my design on the fabric. And then I'm going to tape it down really well. And this process, I'm going to use a lot of heat tape, because I want to make sure that I tape it securely to the fabric so that it doesn't move. So here at the heat press, I've taped the fabric down to some butcher paper. I also have some butcher paper on my heat press for extra protection. I am going to get a full press on the design by doing multiple presses. So I am going to press each press at 400 degrees for 60 seconds. For my next press, I am going to overlap my next press with my last press. So I just want to make sure that my second press also includes the first press. So I'm going to put some butcher paper over it, and then I'm going to press this at 400 degrees for 60 seconds. Okay, y'all, let's see. Wow, that looks good. I like it. I like it. It looks so good. Oh my God, what do you guys think? That looks so good. Okay. Time to assemble. Now I'm going to cut out the design using my rotary cutter. You can use scissors if that's what you have to use. So you can use scissors. I'm just going to use a rotary cutter. Now I'm going to add the double-sided tape to the stems. And when I did the first fan, I was kind of eyeballing it so that I can put the tape on it. But this time I measured the length of the stems and I cut the tape accordingly. So for this fan, I cut tape between 8.5 inches and 9 inches long. So then after I've placed the tape, I'm going to lay the stems down and position them evenly. So I'm going to put down my fan, and then I'm going to lay my stems on top of my fan like that so that I can get it positioned evenly. And when you are putting your stems down, you want to make sure that you position your stems the same way that they're going to fall when you're using it. That was something else that I learned in my last video, is that I need to put the stems down according to how they're going to fall. So this one can't go over here and vice versa. They have to be in the order in which they're going to fall when you clack them. So here I am just positioning the stems evenly as best as I can. So now that I have them positioned, I am going to use some painter's tape to tape down the stems in the position that they're in. And taping them is going to help me to keep the stems the way that I have them laid out, so that when I start to put the fabric on to the stems, they won't move as easily. So I'm just going to tape them down to keep them in position. So now I'm going to remove the cloth from under here, and then I'm going to lay my fan down on top of the fabric like so. And when you lay your fabric out, when you tape your stems down, you want to make sure when you adhering the stems, I'm going to place the stems, the fan on top, but on the left side, I'm going to place the fabric on the top, and on the right side, I'm going to place the fabric on the bottom. Those are the instructions for adhering the fan to the stems. Okay, y'all, so here is the finished product, and I love it. The colors are so vibrant. I love it. All right, guys, that's all for now. I hope that you were able to follow along with my process. If you like this video and would like to see more, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends, and consider subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I will respond back. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video.